All right, welcome back. It is the Vegas Take. Sharp and Shapiro coming up here in just a few minutes. Action News 13's very own Darcy Spears, her Dirty Dining segment on the Vegas Take, coming up here in just a little bit. We're talking about Donald Trump's press conference yesterday. We're talking about him putting Mike Pence in charge, the vice president, also known as the anti-gay prayer buffoon. He is now in charge of the coronavirus, so I have absolutely no faith in that. Yeah, I'm using the term faith and Mike Pence in the same sentence. What a shocker there. Here's something else that's interesting. You know, Donald Trump didn't seem to have a lot of information when it came to the coronavirus or even the flu for that matter, because Sanjay Gupta, who's a pretty well-respected doctor and an analyst for CNN, asked him some questions about the coronavirus. He seemed absolutely clueless. And then he asked him a question about the flu, and Gupta had to educate him that thousands of people in this country die every year from the flu, but Donald Trump didn't seem to know it. The president of the United States, I mean, this is common knowledge, folks. Why do you think we get flu shots? So World Health Organization official Dr. Ezekiel Emanuel is now suggesting that Trump is absolutely clueless and is contradicting the real experts when it comes to the coronavirus. Have a listen to this.
So, actually, I found most of what he said a little incoherent. And, you know, he's a guy who admitted that he's surprised that 25,000 to 69,000 people each year die of the flu. That just tells you how little he actually knows about public health and about the health of the American public, because every doctor knows that, and lots of health policy experts know that. And he told you, he just revealed how ignorant he is about the situation.
Yeah, completely ignorant. You think somebody would have given him that information before this press conference. And then we have Rush Limbaugh. That's right, the racist himself. Rush Limbaugh downplaying the coronavirus. I'm sure he had a conversation with Donald Trump yesterday. Hey, can you downplay the virus for me? Can you do my dirty work for me? Here's what Rush Limbaugh had to say about this virus.
It looks like the coronavirus being weaponized as yet another element to bring down Donald Trump. Now, I want to tell you the truth about the coronavirus. The coronavirus is the common cold, folks.
It looks like the coronavirus, even though it's deadly, it appears as though it's just a regular cold. That's what it appears. You know, how would you like it, Rush, if I said cancer? It appears cancer is just like a common cold. Does this moron, does this fat pig understand that people have died from this virus? Does this fat racist pig not understand how serious this situation is? Or is he just now spreading once again to his millions of listeners false information? Because that's what he just said. The coronavirus is not a common cold, you idiot. Maybe Donald Trump told you to say that. Let's give Rush another Medal of Freedom award. I mean, that's just brilliant radio right there. Absolutely brilliant. I'm telling you, it's so ridiculous what comes out of his mouth on a regular basis. Him and Donald Trump have a lot in common. Now I know why Donald Trump gave him the Medal of Freedom award. 702-257-5396 is the number to call. Let's go.
I actually think he's in line for the Nobel Peace Prize at this point.
Yeah, the Medal of Racist Award. That's what I think he's in line for. 257-5396. Let's go to Paul. Paul, you are next up on the Vegas Take. What's on your mind, Paul?
Hey, what's up, Paul?
Hey, guys. Good morning. Just, like for me, I just recently started listening and keeping up with politics, maybe the last 6-7 months because of the Democrats, because they made such a big deal about President Trump.
I thought you were going to say because of the Vegas Take. I'm very disappointed, Paul.
No, honestly though, the Vegas Take is the only one. If I was playing baseball,
yeah,
my political views would be right center.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And
yep,
that's kind of what you guys are. I think you guys will go to both sides,
mm-hmm,
and that's the reason I listen. I listen
I
to all
appreciate
three
that.
networks. I listen to the left, the right, and then I listen to you guys, and I make my own decision.
Well, I appreciate that, Paul. That's the way we like it. Thank you.
Yeah, but my thing is one question I have is, is there any other president that has? I know Brian, you hate him. And my advice to you is, you hate him the way I hate the New England Patriots and Alabama football. Okay, and so what I ended up doing is I was making myself miserable over it, and I realized that the more I hate on them, the better they do.
But Paul, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interject, and by the way, I understand why you hate the New England Patriots. You're not alone, and I'm not alone with people that dislike Donald Trump. But with that being said, Paul,
I know that.
I want to ask you this: what do you think of Donald Trump putting Mike Pence in charge of this thing, the coronavirus, a man who's preyed off science, a man who said smoking doesn't kill people fairly recently, actually. I'm very uncomfortable with that. How do you feel?
Honestly, he's not in charge. He's the figurehead. They have experts in charge. He's just the one that they're going to report to, and they will probably write it out in third grade lettering how he should report to, to the country.
Well, Paul, let me say this.
He's not in charge.
Well, let me say this, Paul. My friend, I hope you are right. I really do. I'm sorry, Paul. I got to get to some other callers.
Good call, Paul. I think that putting Pence in charge, it's just kind of a lazy move by Trump. If I'm thinking someone's that's going to stop this novel virus, I watched The Walking Dead last night, and episode 4, there's this doctor who just sits in this lab all day for 20 years. Went to Oxford. He's got 100 degrees. All this guy's entire life is just dedicated to just testing viruses and fixing things.
I have a problem.
I want someone like that. I don't care how terrible they are in front of the camera. I want someone like that to actually spearhead.
Listen, I have a problem.
Campaign to stop this in the United States, considering there's 350 million people here.
I have a problem with what you just said. How dare you call Trump lazy? The guy plays more golf than anybody else. 702-257-5396 is the number to call. Let's go to Lewis. Lewis, you're next up on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Lewis?
Hey, guys. Look, man, if you survive the swine flu, the bird flu,
SARS,
and all
MERS,
the other nonsense that
Ebola,
the Ebola and everything that we've been scared to death of, we're going to survive this. It's part of the norm. It happens every so often. It happened during Obama's time. It happened during Bush. It happened during Trump.
Lewis,
not a big deal.
Well, Lewis, would you say that to the family members of those who have died from this virus?
You know what? More people die from the flu than this. And I'm not making that up, dude.
Well, I know you're not making. I know you're not making that up, and I know it. But your president doesn't know that.
Oh my God! Look.
Well, what do you mean? The president yesterday was unaware of what you just said. Now, I agree with you. The flu is very serious. Trump doesn't understand that for whatever reason. You should tell him that. You should write him a letter.
Look, you know what, dude? My life does not revolve around. I know your life has to revolve around every word that he says.
No, it doesn't.
Your job.
No, it doesn't revolve. My life doesn't.
It's something to talk about every day.
Yeah,
every day you talk about Trump. So,
of course, he's the president.
It revolves. Your life revolves around every word that he says.
All right. Well, Lewis. Okay, Lewis, we'll move on to the next caller, 702-257-5396. I will respond, Lewis, by saying this. My life does not revolve around Donald Trump. My job is not my life, although I enjoy what I do for a living. I'm not one of those people that thinks about my job 24/7. Yeah. So I respectfully disagree with you. There's nothing that Donald Trump can do or say. My life will not revolve around it. But with that being said, I am wearing a Donald Trump hat today with some of his hair. So in a way,
I would say between the show and the preparation for the show, and things like wearing "Make America Nasty Again" and Donald Trump faux hats, etc., I would say that you spend probably 80% more time than the average United States American thinking about and just dealing with and being involved with Donald Trump. I would say that you probably spend maybe 35 hours a week, every single week.
No, I mean, my life revolves around praying 24/7 like Mike Pence.
Where Donald Trump is the focal point.
Let's take another phone call. Let's go to David. David, you're next up on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, David?
Hey, good morning, guys. So my take on the coronavirus is this. Right now, globally, there are tens of thousands of people worldwide that are working on this issue, be it vaccines or caring for the sick or studying and research and all like that. So Mike Pence really is not in charge of anything. There's tens of thousands of people involved.
Okay, that might be true, but if that's the case, then why is Donald Trump saying Mike Pence is in charge?
Well, he's the figurehead. But my question for you, Brian, is this.
Yes.
If let's say thousands of people die in the United States of coronavirus, are you going to blame Mike Pence?
No, unless Mike Pence takes no action, and it's proven of what he did in Indiana. In Indiana, there was this needle exchange program, and because of his faith, the virus infection rate exploded, and then he said he would pray on the matter, and then eventually relented and reinstated the program. Now, if he does something idiotic like that, which I don't think he will do, but if he does, then I will blame Mike Pence.
So based on that, you're kind of afraid that, say, 5,000 Americans die of this virus. then Mike Pence is going to do nothing about it and kind of push it aside.
I don't know if
the way
that's.
he handled the
I don't know.
situation in Indiana.
I don't know if that's the case,
or blame something else for it.
I don't know if that's going to happen. But back to David, I want to say this: I'm not comfortable with anybody being in charge with anything health related who thought in 2000 that smoking doesn't kill. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. I think that's fair.
Well, I mean, I don't know enough about that. I hear what you're saying about that, and that is a bizarre thing to say. And
He wrote an op-ed. He wrote an op-ed in 2000. I promise you.
Listen, I'm not questioning it. I'm taking you at your word that that's what he said, and it's bizarre. I can't explain why anybody would say that.
And it's kind of scary because clearly smoking does kill. And is there any proof that a major cigarette company didn't pay him X amount of dollars to write something like that? Because why else would he write something like that?
David, I appreciate
very odd thing to write, in my opinion.
I appreciate the phone call. We do have to go.
David.
We do have to go to break. But again, when you write an op-ed saying smoking doesn't kill in the year 2000, not 1960, I have a serious problem with that. David, you're probably right. There's a lot of people that are working on this virus. There are a lot of people that are doing a lot of important things right now. Mike Pence isn't one of them. And for those callers that said he's just a figurehead, a talking figurehead, you're probably right. I probably agree with you, and that's a valid point. My only point that I was trying to make in this segment is, and in the last one, that a guy who would rather pray than talk about science and how to cure some of these diseases is a guy not only do I not want in charge of any virus, but a guy I don't want anywhere near the White House or being a politician, and I'll rest my case on that. All right, everybody, we got coming up next a Dirty Dining segment with Denny's and 7-Eleven. Darcy Spears from Action News 13 going to be joining us. What happened to the Slurpee machine? I hope it has nothing to do with the Slurpee machine. I had a great Slurpee last night. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Be back right after this. You're listening to The Vegas Take right here on the all-new 101.5 FM, 720 AM, KDON.